All right, welcome everyone. Looks like we are live. If you are watching this, give me a one in the chat, and Ethan here is going to pull up our Facebook page streaming link where you'll be able to comment and post questions there. So if you are in the Zoom and you're noticing that the Zoom chat is turned off, it is by design. We definitely want to save all the interactions. So go to the high level public Facebook page or any of the Facebook groups. And I know you might have difficulty with streaming and pulling that up, so bear with it. We should be back live here shortly. So welcome in to the 5-day challenge. In case if today is your first day, I want to know as well. So if today's your first day, give me a yes in the comments. I'm going to pull up my streaming here in using my phone. I don't know why. It's a whole lot easier every single time to use the phone to see the comments while streaming, at least for me personally. So let me go ahead and see if there's any comments. Let's see. I don't see any comments yet, so I'll wait for that to populate. Okay, a few folks there. So yeah, go over to the Facebook page and I want to see the interaction there. So without any further ado, as people are jumping in to the Zoom session as well as the live streaming, we are live currently on almost all platforms. Just FYI. So if you find any high level page anywhere, any account, you should be able to see the content. Now I'm sharing my screen here intentionally. Let's see here. Okay, awesome. Looks like my slides are up. So what I'll do here is a quick overview of what you might have missed out on yesterday. Yesterday was the first day of the challenge, and what I normally do with the challenge day one is go through all 5 days worth of content, all in one run. It takes us about hour and a half, two hours. It takes a little bit of extra time to get through all 5 days worth of content. But the cool part is you don't have to wait the entire week to receive all the strategies and content and things like that. So then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, what I love doing is doing a open interaction Q&A with everyone involved that wants to come back and spend extra time with us and just get clarity on a couple of items that they might have been working on. So by now, there should be a couple of things that you've already should have gotten. One is the online access to the 5-day challenge course. So right now you're watching the live streaming, but in addition to that, there is a online course that will appear in your high level university. So if you log into high level on the left sided menu, there's a little tab called university, and you'll be able to log in there. Typically use incognito mode, and you'll be able to see the 5-day challenge course. In case you don't have that course in your in your university area, what I would recommend is using a browser, using incognito mode, and go directly to the link university.gohighlevel.com, and you should be able to access it directly. One tip I will tell you is use the exact email that you use to register for the 5-day challenge, and sometimes that could be slightly different than the email that you use to log into High Level every single day. So just be aware of that. So a couple of house rules and housekeeping items that I want to just go over, just so you all know. So as part of this 5-day challenge, our team has put together a ton of resources for you to be successful. And I've mentioned this in the past and actually yesterday as well. Our goal for you is very simple when it comes to the 5-day challenge. It is to help you get a paying customer. Now, obviously, results may vary and you may not get the same results as everyone, but we want to put you in a place of success with the right strategies, the right ideas, the right concepts, the right resources to make that easy for yourself. Our team has put together snapshots. So, snapshots are basically automation trees that you can build inside of High Level for yourself. You can download it from other people, you can distribute it, you can sell it, you can flip it, you can do whatever you want with it. But these are basically blueprints of a high level account that allows you to duplicate the setup you would have for every single client. Now, even if you have different clients or not, you always want to develop your own snapshot. So, to just help you get started, we have two snapshots. One is for the agency themselves, which, in other words, is the service provider yourself, or even if you're not an agency, maybe a marketer, influencer, coach, whoever you are in as a digital citizen. This first snapshot is for you as the provider of the offers that we taught in the 5 day challenge so far. The second one is the client fulfillment snapshot, which is designed as a snapshot for your client's fulfillment. So when you close a client, what you want to do is go through the tech instructions of day two with Chase Buckner that he's recorded, and it provides you click by click instructions of how to set up high level from A to Z when it comes to client fulfillment. So that also comes with a snapshot. It also has a workbook. You also get access to a private Facebook group, by the way, which is phenomenal. And one of the cool things that come from it is people connect from different cities. And by the way, I would love to know. Let me check the streaming here. I see the few people that are watching. Let me see here. Let me make sure we are live. Yeah, tell me what city you're checking in from and what state. I see Colette's here, Blake, and a few others. There's about 15, 20 people watching already as we get started, which is awesome. So tell me what city and state you're checking in from. This is a great way to interact with fellow high levelers, and we hear stories of lunch pop-ups and dinner meetups all the time now. People send us pictures and all kinds of cool stuff on social media. But it's a great way to get connected with fellow high levelers that are in the journey with you. So that community group, the private Facebook group, is fantastic to network. Now, the cool thing about it is you want to go in there and set up an introduction for yourself, tell people where you're from, what kind of business you have, and that's probably going to get you a head start. Now, the one thing I'll tell you about the private Facebook group is it does have a limited access of 30 days. So after 30 days, you're going to be prompted to join our official Facebook community, which obviously you'll have access to it forever as long as you're a high level client or customer. But the community, the Facebook group for the 5 day challenge is only 30 days long. So let's say you join the Facebook group today. 30 days from today, you'll more than likely lose access to that. And that's just because we want to keep the 5 day challenge private Facebook group very intimate, very close, knit tight, where everyone can kind of really help each other and connect and network and things like that. Now, I had a request from someone, I think yesterday. I think someone was starting a WhatsApp group in addition to that to connect with fellow high levelers. So if you have a group or something like that that you want to kind of promote, you can do that inside of the Facebook group. And if there's too many of those, I'll probably just shut them all down because we don't want to police any of that. But in case if you are wanting to put together like a small WhatsApp group or something and you've done it already and set it up, you can request permission to one of our community managers and let them know, hey, I'm setting this up just for the 5 day challenge group. And obviously, we don't want you to be selling services and all these different things and spam in a scenario like that. Hopefully, you can respect the community culture and hopefully you abide by that as well. In addition to that, there's a pre-recorded course, there's prospecting funnels, there's white label onboarding videos, there's sales collateral, scripts, demos, sales trackers. These are all PDFs and editable documents that you have for yourself. Number 10 is one of my favorites, the FAQ, which basically is like a brochure that you can use to go to BNI or Chamber of Commerce, completely white labeled already. In addition to that, our fantastic paid ads team, our marketing team, put together a starting point for all of you to start paid ads if you want to. So, if those of you that are wanting to do Facebook ads, we've already built it all out for you with copy and creatives and everything, and it gives you a great starting point. I would say take it and rebuild on top of it as you kind of test out different audiences and offers and things like that. And there are homeworks and assignments in the 5 day challenge course as well. For those of you that want to take, I guess, a more academic approach, feel free to do that as well. Now, in addition to that, if you are watching this live stream and you don't have a high level account just yet, and you're on the fence about high level, you hear a lot about it, but not yet committed to getting started, I want to welcome you to a 30-day trial that's part of this 5 day challenge. Again, we normally don't do this unless you're watching one of our live events, sometimes the 30-day workshop or this 5 day challenge. You can take advantage of a 30-day trial. In addition to that, I'm happy to set you up with a Zoom call with one of our team members that'll also help you get started. We call them the kickoff call, I believe. And you can also go to speakwith.us/success and you can talk to a live agent. We take a lot of pride in customer support. If you haven't noticed, we have 24/7 live Zoom support. Anytime you want to jump in on a call, you can, even during the weekends and midnight hours as well. So take advantage of that in case if you are stuck. So here's the link. This is gohighlevel.com/5DC-offer. That's a 30-day trial that's part of this 5 day challenge. Now, really quick, just to review. Well, first of all, how many of you want me to review yesterday and kind of go over some of the things that I talked about? Maybe today is the first day and you missed out on yesterday, but you plan on watching the replays later. But if you would like for me to do a quick review of what you might have missed out on yesterday, give me a yes in the chat. If not, no worries. What I will do is go right into Q&A to maximize our time here. Okay, so let me go ahead and check the comments. Okay, I got one yes. Let's see. Got some folks from Toronto, Vegas, Orlando, San Antonio, New Jersey, Sweden, New York. Okay, there's a few of you that are saying yes. Paulson, go ahead and just review what you missed out on yesterday. So, yesterday we covered all 5 days worth of content. I intentionally did that as we redesigned the 5 day challenge. In the initial stages of 5 day challenge program, what I would do is create a theme for every single day, and then we only talked about that particular subject that day. So then you waited till Friday to really get a full grasp of the entire thing. But what I changed up is just making sure all content is delivered to you on one day, and then you can join us for these Q&A sessions as you want. So just to summarize the entire thing, I'm going to go to this slide here. That's going to make our conversation a bit more easier. Here's what I do know about digital businesses. If you lead with multiple offers, you typically confuse the marketplace. So the first rule that I want to tell you is, you know what? Let me go to my rule book slide. I have a rule slide that helps me kind of here we go. There are 4 rules that I want to just share with you. This is the way I do my recap just to kind of help everyone navigate. Rule number 1 is a single offer, which in this scenario, we're talking about missed call text back as the main primary offer. In the future, we are working on adding new Trojan horse offers, which once we have all that ironed out and mapped out, we'll share that with other challenges. But idea is to use one feature inside of high level, go to market, and then later expand into the core features. We talked about the core features being GMB, reviews, mobile app, and one more thing. You guys remember what the other thing was? Right? It's GMB, reviews, mobile app, and live chat. If you can get your customers on any or all 4 of those areas of the platform, you're going to get the maximum amount of usage. And when you think like a software company, you want the most amount of usage, not necessarily like a marketing agency where you're focused on revenue. Because we do know with software sales, there's less churn. So you can feel confident that the client's going to stay with you long term as long as you're providing the relevant features. Now, you want to move every prospect from that single offer to a multifaceted offer, maybe all five of those offers, within 72 hours of the sale. So let's say you close the deal on Wednesday, you want to schedule the onboarding on Thursday or even earlier, but you don't ever want to prolong it further than 72 hours because if you do, you'll end up entering a new sales cycle. So be aware of that. Make sure you do your onboarding within 72 hours. And during the onboarding, it's going to be a Zoom call. Your sales calls might be a phone call or in person, but the actual onboarding needs to be on Zoom, where you're basically expanding all the different features and basically saying, hey, I know we're going to help you field all your phone calls, but where else do you have your phone numbers attached? You have one on your website, you have it on GMB, you have it on socials, you have it everywhere. So you want to basically integrate all their socials and GMB pages all in one. So even in later on, when you do expand the sale, you don't have to redo an onboarding. Okay. Rule number two, start with the beta round of customers with your warm network. In local spaces, if in my is my opinion, do that. Focus on local clients. Mom and pop shops are ideal for this, not franchises or big multi-location businesses. But focus on those mom and pop shops and start a beta round of customers and let them know that you are starting a software company in their industry and you want to position them as the expert from that industry as you launch. So if I have a friend that is in kitchen remodeling, for example, I'm going to reach out to them and say, "Hey, Joe, I'm in the early stages of starting a software company for kitchen remodelers. I know you're someone that has a good reputation in the space. I would love to get your feedback on what I've built out. Can I show you what I have so far?" And you go right into a demo and basically offer them a discounted rate instead of your ideal pricing, which probably will be around $500 to $1,000 later on once you have all your marketing services and additional DBRs and SMS and all those things combined together. Rule number three, go with the setup fee. I recommend a 297 setup fee. Those of you that are well versed in A2P and you feel comfortable in setting that up for customers, you could even charge more. We've seen previous challengers charge up to $1,000 for A2P, from what I understand. So it's a revenue opportunity for you, with A2P being a requirement for small businesses, regardless of what kind of platform they use or not. So this is a huge relief for them when someone comes in and says, "Hey, listen, I can help you with this. You don't have to worry about this too much. It'll take us a little bit of time during that time while you're getting A2P approved." Here's what I recommend. You have two options. Sometimes, well, right now, ideally, within a couple of days, you get approved. I've seen people get approved in less than 24 hours. So that elongated wait is not there anymore. But in case if it does take longer than usual, in certain industries, it does take longer. What you want to do is set up the client with either a 1-800 number to get the text messages started, which is not as effective, but it's a solution. And number two is get them started on the live chat. So install the live chat in all their socials and platforms and websites and landing pages and all of that. And start bringing conversations in and they see the activity. So we've seen the live chat being used as a temporary solution while they're getting A2P approved. I just wanted to give you that tip for those of you that are in the early stages of learning what A2P is. It's basically regulations that came out and said if you're going to text as a business to a person, you have to register yourself as a legitimate business with carriers, with phone carriers, which ultimately helps marketers in general. It weeds out all the spammers and the folks that take advantage of people in a place, I guess. But it also creates legitimacy for marketers who are doing things the right way. So this is a big advantage to you in the long term. So yeah, go with the setup fee of some kind, which we may use later on for your sales team commission. Remember, we also talked about using that setup fee as a leverage for affiliate side commission. We also talked about referral fees being built out into that setup fee. So, but I always recommend you charging some kind of a setup fee one time. It's a one-time charge. Then you have the recurring SaaS pricing, which is 297 is my recommended price. Why do you think I recommend 297 as the main subscription pricing? Why not do $97 a month? The reason why is because cost of acquisition for a SaaS customer is quite heavy. It may cost you $200 or more sometimes to acquire a client that'll pay you $297 a month. And if that's the case, your first month is kind of a wash sometimes, right? So depending on your marketing skills, sales skills, advertising skills, when you start scaling after that 25 client mark I mentioned, is the beta threshold. Until 25, I consider the business to be in beta. But after that 25, when you're scaling at volume, you'll see the cost of acquisition going up because you're not able to spend as much time with each prospect. You're not able to usually create as much noise as you possibly can with one prospect either. So usually your cost of acquisitions will go up as you get bigger, until you have offers that are undercutting everybody. But in the usual initial stages, you have offers that are competing with everyone, until you kind of figure out ways to stand out, which is going to rely on your marketing and sales skills. So that's rule number three on the pricing. Rule number four: launch products instead of services. The worst thing you can do is reach out to a customer and say, yes, I can set this whole software thing up. And then you find yourself building a custom project with your own hours. That's the worst thing that'll happen when it comes to this type of a business model, where you're undercutting the pricing, plus you're over delivering something that wasn't necessary, right? So do not find yourself doing a custom project for 297 a month, assuming that it's an easy setup and you can get out of the way. That's usually not the case. You want to launch pre-built snapshots that are ready to go, and you don't want to provide too much leeway to the customer where they can be like, well, I want this, I want that, and it just all of a sudden you have five customers all want different things, right? So your assembly line needs to be very synergetic across the board, and it allows you to do fulfillment in a very predictable way. So this is the pricing chart that I have created in the past. So you have the gateway offer, which is the 297 setup. You have the core offer, which is the core features. We want to park no matter what Trojan horse you use, you want to park everyone into the core offer, which is GMB, Google My Business Profile, live chat, even if it's AI or not, live chat. You have um, reviews, and you have mobile app. These four gives you the largest amount of usage as a software platform. And that's what you want, especially in the beginning stages. Then you have the option of providing expansion services one time or recurring, whether it's Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever. And then you have the downsell offer, in case if someone churns out. And this allows you to be pretty stable. It allows you to create a pretty stable book of business at high volume without having to do a ton of fulfillment. And this is what I wanted to share with all of you as far as review is concerned about yesterday. How did I do? How did I do? For those of you that were here yesterday, did that cover a lot of ground? Give me 100% in the chat if you feel like that was a good review of yesterday. But I recommend you watching yesterday's replay. Go through it. I'm not doing justice in covering all the material. Let me take a look at the Facebook page comments here. Sorry, I'm pulling this up. Let's see. Okay. I've got a few people telling me yes, great recap. Okay, awesome. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna do open Q&A. Here's what I want you to do. Type in the letter Q or type out question and post your questions in the comments. And I see Blake already with the question, so I'll start with his. Well, I see a few more questions above, so I'll start with those. But type in the word Q or question and then post your question, and I'll go through as quick as I can and cover as much ground as I possibly can without being too long-winded here. Okay. Okay, Blake's asking, which snapshot do we use? I see two. 5-day challenge, onboarding snapshot, and there's another one called high level 5-day challenge agency snapshot. The agency snapshot is for yourself. Okay. That's for you to be able to build out your own sales and marketing efforts as a provider. So if you're functioning as a marketer, agency, influencer, coach, consultant, regardless what kind of a digital business you have, and you're going out to the market and providing the service, that agency snapshot is for you to be able to handle your own sales. It comes with pipelines, it comes with pre-built funnels, it comes with a bunch of goodies that are listed that I had listed previously. And it also comes with click-by-click instructions. The onboarding snapshot is for your clients. That's for your end clients, almost at a limited level with just specific to the core offer and the gateway offer setup all combined. Because remember, we're not selling 297 a month of missed call text back. We're selling 297 a month with missed call text back, GMB, reviews, mobile app, as well as the live chat, right? All five of those things are part of the actual offer, but we don't lead with all five of those offers to the market, so we avoid confusing the marketplace. The worst thing that can happen in SaaS sales is you go out to the market, there's five different features, and the customers and the prospects don't know what you're an expert of. So we lead with missed call text back, and the benefit that we tell them is, hey, I'll help you field all your phone calls. In addition to what your front desk is doing, maybe you're busy, fulfilling jobs on a truck, or maybe you're busy, dealing with invoices or whatever. I'll help you field your phone calls. That your overarching sales theme should be you're the person that fields phone calls for them. Okay. Um, Someone's asking where we find the replay. So there are multiple places where you can find the replay. In all the high-level social channels, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, all four of our Facebook groups, as well as the Facebook page. If I didn't mention YouTube as well, you can find the replays of day one there. So go through it. Now, in addition to that, when you join our private Facebook group for the 5-day challenge, you'll see the replays from every single cohort of challenges we've done since the beginning of this program. The 5-day challenge program, I think, is a couple of months old now. So you'll see cohort live sessions from the beginning. Take a look at a couple of those. I don't want you to waste your time with it, but for you to get really good context, watch some of those Q&As as well. You'll see a lot of people that are partaking in the 5-day challenge go through different setup scenarios, and they share ideas of how they add to what we're already providing and things like that. Okay, someone's asking, was trying to set up the phone number, but there wasn't one in Israel for Lead Connector. So yeah, Lead Connector is our gray label app. So you can use Lead Connector to buy phone numbers, but ultimately you're buying the phone numbers from Twilio, whether you're buying it through Lead Connector, high level or not. All phone numbers in our entire ecosystem comes from Twilio. So what you want to do, especially if you're watching this internationally, is go to Twilio's main website and see what are the regulatory compliances in those countries. Some countries there are stipulations in how you can acquire a phone number. In some countries, you won't even be able to text message at all because Twilio is not supported there. In a scenario like that, and if you're in a country like that, switch out your Trojan horse from missed call text back to something else. Two common ones that I've seen for international folks, obviously, is WhatsApp, and then the calendar system. The team calendar for local businesses is pretty attractive, where their customers can self-book appointments and things like that. We had a gentleman from Turkey, I believe, that set up round robin calendars for businesses and did pretty well with it. I also think the live chat is really powerful. So you can still have a ton of different Trojan horses. Even outside of SMS marketing, there's over 500 plus features inside of high level. So there are different ways to create some cool solutions to the market that you're serving. Just FYI. Where are the materials? So all the Resources and collaterals are inside of the university. So if you go to university.gohighlevel.com, okay, using incognito mode in your browser, log in with the exact emails that you use to sign up for the 5-day challenge. Maybe it's not the same as the one that you use for to log into high level. Okay, just pay attention on that. But log into university.gohighlevel.com, you'll see the courses there. Inside the 5-day challenge course, if you go to the collateral section, you'll see all the collaterals that I have mentioned in there. Okay. Is the live chat an upgraded feature? Doesn't it text back to the phone if the person is on mobile? So live chat is not an upgraded feature. You can turn it on for any account. And what you're doing is grabbing a code and you're installing it in the back of a landing page or a website, which turns on that live chat. And if you go through day 2 instructions from Chase Buckner, he also covers how to set up that live chat in there. Okay. We got someone asking tech setup question. Can we use our existing Stripe account for MCTB specific sub account? Training seemed to only focus on a new account. Yes, you could use the same existing Stripe account. You just have to pull the right products from Stripe that matches MCTB if that's what you're selling. Someone's asking, how can MCT work as an initial offer if A2P or 1-800 takes time to approve? Well, it works pretty well because it doesn't take that long to get approved. Now with A2P, within 24 hours or less, you can get approved in most industries. Now, while that's happening, if you want to get your client started, you can turn on the live chat. You can do 1-800 numbers as well. But you want to just educate the client on all of it. So, like, the way I go about it is, let's say I do a sale on Wednesday. I'll go ahead and buy the phone numbers before the onboarding call. So within 72 hours, I'm going to schedule my onboarding call. Usually by then, I'll have enough um, I'll have enough phone numbers that I can use. Now, you have to have enough information from that business in order to do that. So you may want to exchange emails or whatever and get enough information from that business so you have all that set up before the onboarding. That's what I've seen in the past, but A2P does not take that long. Right now, it takes less than a day. Okay. Now, certain industries, I'll warn you, certain industries, it'll take you a couple of weeks depending on what kind of regulatory compliances are present in that space. So, depending on the industry, it'll take you longer. Okay. Someone's asking, is there a component of HTTP compliance that requires you to access and amend the client's current website? No, you just have to register with the mobile carriers before you text as a business to a person telling them that you are a real legitimate business. So you have to basically send in business information like, hey, where are you registered? What's the official name of the business? What state? What's the address? Things like that. They'll ask you about what kind of campaigns do you run? How do you use text messages? Sometimes they'll go into details, sometimes they don't. And remember, there's bots that are in that space that are approving these things, and there's also humans that are approving these things. So don't get discouraged just because you get rejected. Usually it's some of those bots that are just rejecting it. But A2P, there's a whole webinar around A2P, so I would say take a look at that. And then in the 5-day challenge as well on the online course, we're covering A2P. I know it's been updated as well. Okay. Okay. I'm in Norway. If I get a phone number from Twilio, can they deliver? I checked. Can I use that in GHL? Yes. How do I offer MCTB to a client who already have phone numbers with different companies, like Nextibia? So the biggest challenge with Miss Call Text Back is going to be you're going to have to convince the business owner to allow you to add a new tracking number for the purposes of consolidating all their phone call activities, right? So typically that's the biggest objection you will face. So with that in mind, I recommend you avoiding businesses that's been in the space for too long. So let's say, for example, like a new business that's been in business for about 2 to 3 years is more ideal for something like this because they don't have any automation setup typically. They don't track anything. Worst case scenario, remember, we're using missed call text back as a Trojan horse to land in the business. Worst case scenario, let them know no need to change numbers. Is it okay if I just add a secondary number to your Google My Business profile? That's it. I just want to add another number so in case if you don't pick up the main number, it diverts to the second number. Just that alone will allow you to jump into the onboarding call where you can basically unpack rest of the features and rest of the packages where they understand the power of reviews, SMS marketing, landing pages, live chat, mobile app, consolidated inbox, because you're trying to get them on all these other things in addition as the main sticking point. It's not just about the missed call text spec. Okay. Someone says, I've upgraded to my account, the 297. Do I need to create my white label or it comes with the package? So the white labeling is if you want a designated branded mobile app inside of the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. So let's say, for example, you have a customer, you don't want to let them know that you're using high level for whatever reason, and you want them to download your own app, that's when you would use the white labeling app feature, which I think it's 497 monthly to maintain your own independent app. Now, if you ask me, it's not necessary for the 5-day challenge. You have Lead Connector, which is a gray label branding we have already pre-built, which is completely free, by the way, that you can use even if you don't want your customers to know it's high level. Now, I recommend you telling your customers that everything you're doing is built on top of high level because I want to position it as a operating system similar to like WordPress. So don't be afraid to tell your customers what it is. And I actually like that transparency with most customers. I've seen it work more favorable to the agency in the past. Someone saying one of the Canva templates was a series of colorful blank blocks. I wasn't sure how we were supposed to use that. Yeah, if you have a Canva template link that you received from the collaterals, you can load that into canva.com and see a editable version, but if you want to edit the white label version of it. Um, let's see. So someone's asking, so I would have a sub account for my agency and a separate sub account for the 5-day challenge. No, you would have one sub account for yourself that includes the 5-day challenge. Whenever you take on a new client as a customer, like whenever you take on a new prospect and you're onboarding them, that's when you set up their own sub account. A sub account, in other words, is a location. So you have a location for yourself as a marketer and the sales and marketing activities there. And then whenever you have a new client onboarding, you have a separate sub account for them. And that's where you would upload the client onboarding snapshot where within your own agency account or marketer's account is what you would load the agency snapshot, just FYI. But you do want to separate your location versus your customer's location. Someone saying, when you said we get paid ads, do you mean we can run them without paying for it? No, you basically are getting the template that you can use to go to Facebook Ads Manager and load up and run your own Facebook ads. So usually that costs a lot. You would have to hire an agency to develop those creatives and advertisements. But our team spent time and went through it and built it all out for you, at least as a starting point, so you can go to market and test out paid ads with missed call text spec. Okay. Let's see. Someone says a business generally have well-known phone numbers that is already published on Google, Facebook, print, etc. How do you generally get the LC phone number to work with the business known phone number? Do you call forward or port the number into Twilio? You can do both. I recommend call forwarding to just get the ball rolling. In the long run, if you really must, you could import that number into Twilio, but I recommend you following day 2 instructions that Chase put together on how to assign a tracking number, essentially the Twilio number, so that way you're consolidating all phone activities into one place. Okay. Um, Let's see. You mentioned a prospecting tool with GHL and an audit and sent for Google businesses. How do we access that? So whenever you log into high level, I believe on the left-sided menu, you'll see, let me log in real quick. It might be on the 497 plan. Maybe that's what it is. So if you're on the 497 plan, um, on the on the left corner, you can go to prospecting, and then all you have to do is add a prospect, add a prospect. Well, before you add a prospect, you have to search. So let's just say, um, mm, let me think, a law firm near Dallas, Texas, right? So if I just, this simply just pulls up. And the crazy thing is, well, you saw how fast the search query came back, first of all. Then in addition to that, the system will go through their website and tell me Google My Business is claimed, WordPress is claimed, and conversion of that website. This thing tells me how well their system is converting. So, I'm sorry, this tells you how well they will convert as a prospect for you. So 12% likely, which means they have almost everything set up, right? So let's go to a different one. Like, look at this one, Daspit Law Firm. It looks like WordPress. WordPress is not relevant. Like they don't have a WordPress site. So they're using something like a Wix or a Squarespace. So this client right here is a perfect opportunity for you to go in and the system already pulled up all their numbers and then you can save. I don't know how to do this properly, but I think you can go. There's a way to, let me see, save prospect maybe. And what it allows you to do is download a pre-built prospecting report. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So when you save a prospect, it automatically creates a marketing audit report, which basically it's like this. This is going to take a little bit of time while we're on Zoom, but it creates this really beautiful, professional, fancy report of everything they're doing wrong online, basically, with their information on it that's coming from you. All you have to do is literally just email them and just simply say, "Hey, Paulson, I noticed that you have a law firm. I decided to do a completely free audit for you. No, strings attached. And I just wanted to provide this to you." And it also does a comparison of competitors, of what their competitors are doing. It's pretty crazy. We just literally launched it, I think like last month, which is why it's not in the 5-day challenge course videos yet. But it's a feature that's part of the 497 plan. It's been something that's a lot of marketers are going berserk about. They love it. I know a ton of people are closing a ton of deals off of it. So I think the 497 plan is worth it, just FYI, because you would have to pay $200 to some random scrapers anyway to find cold leads. This at least auto generates a report on your behalf and sends it over with ease. Then that prospect is saved inside of your agency system and your database. So then you can actually educate them over time, even if they don't become a customer right away. Okay. How do you overcome the objection that the customer has voicemail and that is enough? Well, if they don't want their phone numbers all tracked in one place, I would just say move on to the next customer. This offer should be very simple. It should be simple as, hey, right now, you guys are not doing a great job answering all your phone calls that are coming in. I know you have someone in the front desk, or maybe you don't. You're a owner operator business. Either way, can I help you field 100% of your phone calls? That's a yes or no question. Like you shouldn't have to battle really hard about that, especially at a low ticket price. So, this whole game that I'm teaching you here with the 5-day challenge is a volume based game. Every single day, focus on how many people are you delivering this offer to, well, the whole Zoom thing is going off. Sorry about that. Sometimes it freezes up the live stream when that happens. But the whole thing that I'm sharing is for you to be able to attack the market at high scale volume. Most SaaSpreneurs that I've seen, they close 25 to 30 new customers every single month, which is basically one new client every single month. That's the average. So this to me, it's a whole lot more easier than you having to sell Facebook ads, Google ads, and YouTube ads, where you have to teach somebody about the full marketing potential of that avenue, of that platform, and then convince them that you're the right person to deliver that service. So this is a whole lot easier. I see a few more questions here. I am going to continue staying online and answer as many questions as I can. But tomorrow, same time, y'all, 12 o'clock EST, that's New York time for those of you that are international, and we'll do another Q&A. We'll continue doing the Q&As until Friday, which is basically the all 5 days. But I urge you, I recommend you going through day one, Monday's replay, and literally learning the entire strategy of what we're taught, what we're teaching with the 5 day challenge. We're seeing a ton of people get brand new customers that are paying customers, not even trial. But either way, let me know if I can support you in any way. I look forward to seeing you in the private Facebook group. In case, one more time, in case if you're watching this, for whatever reason, you have not got the chance to take advantage of a 30-day trial. Here's a link. This will expire here pretty shortly, which is gohighlevel.com/5DC hyphen offer. High Level has well over 600 plus features. And what I'm doing with the 5 day challenge is consolidating all those features into really one big thing that you can go to the market, having a linear focus, narrowed focus intentionally to help agency owners, marketers, influencers, coaches, consultants, online digital entrepreneurs get started in the marketplace with their own book of business. Okay. So, either way, looking forward to serving all of you. Have a good rest of your afternoon. Let me know if we can help in any other way. See you. Bye, everybody.